Let's see if we do this. So I think right now from experience people can hear this chat, but they can't see us if they're watching live, but later on they will be able to.
Hi future people. Thanks for tuning in.
Righto. We'll give it 10 seconds.
Shame we haven't got a slightly nicer view to show them.
It is, isn't it? Here we are in the Canaries.
Maybe we can lift it out the
what
window.
What do we want to show you? Oh, there's a view. There's a view. Lovely. Bex, I think we're on the internet.
I think we're live. Hi everyone.
Lovely. Hi guys. Whew. So, where do we start?
Well, I think we should start by telling everyone where we are.
That's a great idea.
Because, as we were just saying, we are in the Canary Islands, but this is not a fantastic view of the Canary Islands because we are currently coming live from a ferry. So, this is what a ferry in the Canary Islands looks like.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. It is. What time? It's 2:30 on a Friday afternoon.
Yep.
We're on the ferry on the way back from El Hierro. We are going towards Tenerife, to the south of the island, which we've seen very briefly when we first arrived.
Yep.
Was it dark? I can't remember. No, we arrived in the day, didn't we?
We did.
And then we waited.
A while.
For a coach that never came for literally hours.
So very long.
And it was dark by the time we left. That's why it felt dark.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're on our way back to Tenerife. And of course we're on our way back because our mission has been
successful.
What a lovely sound. What a lovely thing. Yeah. We've had some real successes over the last couple of days. For those of you that don't know, the objective of this, if you've stumbled upon this in any way, the objective here was to come to the Canary Islands and to launch the mini boat, Lancer. Lancer is a mini boat, a small uncrewed boat, not much bigger actually than the table where Bex and I work. It had crossed the ocean from America and it sailed all that way uncrewed, using just the wind to get to us in Plymouth.
Yes.
Incredible stuff. We took it on, we did a little bit of work on it, we shipped it to Tenerife, and the objective of the last 4 days was to put it in the water and hopefully get it back to America.
Fingers crossed.
So, having said all of that, it would be great to do a bit of a rundown. We wanted to do a live show yesterday, because yesterday was the day that the Lance into the water.
It was a very big day yesterday, wasn't it?
It was a big day. It was quite a nervy day.
Yeah, we had a lot of faith and we had a lot of hope and we had a lot of belief that the Lancer was going to be successful on its journey, but we put a very small boat in a very big ocean, and that was nerve-wracking.
It certainly was. So if anyone hasn't seen the tracks for this, I believe you can now go on to either the Ocean Conservation Trust website, where we've got a section called Project OCN, Project Ocean Climate Nexus. You can get some of the information there and see the map of roughly what's happened to date. And then you can also, either through that page or through a search engine of your choice, many are available, go along to the Educational Passages website where you can get a lot of the data about this boat, because it is recording sea surface temperature and air temperature as part of an investigation, really, to help us understand what's going on with climate. Along the journey, over the last few days, we've met a whole host of scientists, experts.
So many people.
Yes, doctors, PhDs, researchers, students, all sorts of people, all doing their bit to contribute to the global understanding of climate change and how it's impacting the ocean.
And I was just going to say the people that we've met have been absolutely fantastic. It's been a big project and there's been a lot of moving parts to it, and we could not have achieved what we have without the help of many, many people along the way. We met Jesus, who is a doctor from the Spanish Institute of Oceanography, who was quite frankly instrumental in this. He has been Really, really big help to us, hasn't he? We couldn't have gotten this far without him. And then his contacts brought us onto the, am I going to pronounce it right? Angelos Alvarinho? Are we saying that right?
I don't think that Jesus would be super impressed with that, but I'm going to let it slide.
That's as good as my pronunciation, unfortunately, is capable of. But we went on a very big boat. It was a research boat that spends their time usually studying underwater volcanoes, which is the coolest thing in the world. And they very kindly let us aboard their vessel and took a brief time out during their normal work day to help us put the Lancer in the ocean. So meeting all of these fantastic people in Tenerife, we just wouldn't have been able to get the Lancer in the ocean.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing folks doing amazing science.
So amazing.
For me, one of the big revelations, and I don't know about people at home or at school involved in this project, was talking to some of the science team only just today. They were explaining that the reason this kind of work with the Lancer is so important is because the term is ground truthing. Now we hear a lot about fake news and things like this, especially on the internet. And sometimes it's important to ensure that what you're seeing or what you're reading, what you're hearing is really true. And scientists in relatively recent years have developed the ability to use satellites to actually look at the temperature of the ocean from space.
Which is mad.
Which is incredible, right? And it raises questions like, why, if we can see the temperature of the ocean using satellite technology, why do we need to put boats like the Lancer in the ocean? And ground truthing is the answer to that. So just like any other piece of science equipment, satellites need to be calibrated. This data needs to be calibrated so that if we put the Lancer, for example, in a part of the Atlantic Ocean, and the Lancer is physically taking the temperature with the probe, we can know exactly what that temperature is in real life. And then when the satellites look at the ocean and the different light spectrums are used to calculate the temperature, it creates a kind of scale for it. So it's essential to our understanding, not just of the temperature of the ocean that the Lancer passes through, but all of the other bits of the ocean around.
Yeah, absolutely. So the satellites are able to take the temperature, was fantastic. But by using our data from the Lancer and boats like it, it's backing up that information. So it's making sure that what we have and what we're using, the data is all really, really correct, and then can be used for the whole ocean around the world.
Yeah.
Which is really important.
Yeah.
And really nice to feel that we have been a part of that.
Right. And it's, I think, for me, this is part of the journey. We're in this and we're learning along the way. And when I first started this project, I thought, turns out it's much more than that. It's actually underpinning and reinforcing the validity of ocean temperature data around the world. Yeah, really cool.
Massive.
So, big news, big project. What else is happening, Bex?
Well, we put the Lancer in the ocean, which is huge. We've already started receiving data from it, which was very exciting. When we first started getting those alerts saying that the Lancer was sending us temperatures, sending us GPS readings, and even sending us the first photo. The first photo we received from the Lancer was mind-blowing. Stu, how did it make you feel?
Honestly, it was, I'm not even sure. People have sent me things before, I've received birthday cards.
Sure.
I've received Christmas cards. Once I even received a Valentine's card.
But
nothing has touched the sides compared to this. It was explosive, emotionally explosive. Can I say that? Does that make me sound weird? A photo from a little boat?
I completely concur. I genuinely got quite emotional looking at that photo. There's partly because of how much work we put into getting that boat in the ocean, but partly because of all of the possibilities that it holds. And that little picture seems like it was the next step in the next part of the journey for it. And we'll share it with everyone so you can see it too, and lots more pictures as the journey progresses, but the first one was a good one.
Yeah, 100%. So we're going to be working with Educational Passages to take these photos and make them available, along with all of the data as well. If you're not familiar with it already, do head along to the Educational Passages website. Look at the Lancer. You can see the history of the Lancer. This is its third journey now across the ocean. So it's a veteran amongst the fleet of mini boats.
Sure.
There's information on their GPS displaying where it is at different the sea state, whether it's calm or whether it's getting a little bit more turbulent, and of course the photos.
Yeah. There's lots of information coming through from it, and those of you that have been watching as we do these lives throughout the week might have heard us talking about a storm that was brewing that we were slightly concerned about, weren't we? So we set it off in lovely, beautiful, calm waters, but lurking on the peripherals around Sunday, there was going to be a strong set of winds pushing in the complete opposite direction that we want the Lancer to go in. But as it stands, it's looking like it's getting far enough south that storm's going to blow right past her and it won't even notice.
Absolutely. Maybe a slight curve in the trajectory. We'll see. The jury's out. Wherever it ends up, whether that's America, Africa, Portugal, Europe, who knows, wherever it ends up, one thing's for sure. We'll be putting out the signals, we'll be contacting people and schools in the area to see if we can find somebody to collect it, have a look at some of those little treasures that we put inside, and we're going to try and contact and reach out to people in other parts of the world where we think it might end up, and connecting with the organisation, single connection as it looks.
No, absolutely not. There's lots and lots of things that everyone at home who's watching can do in regards to following the Lancer's journey. We've already talked about the fact that they can go online and they can follow the route, but we've said it over and over again, this project isn't just about the boat, it is about the people. So what we would like everyone to do is sign up to our Meet the Fleet pages, which allows classes and children across the world to add in their details, tell a little bit of information about themselves, and we're going to pair you up with a school on the other side of the ocean. So hopefully, if lots and lots of different schools from around the world sign up to this project, want to get involved with the next steps, you might have yourselves some pen pals from across the water, which would be pretty fun, I think. And when they meet these other schools, Stu, what should they, or what could they do next?
Okay, that's a great question, isn't it? We all need a little bit of instruction as to where we're heading in the water, except for the Lancer.
The Lancer's going where it wants.
Yeah, absolutely. For the rest of us, there's some things that we can do. Those schools that joined us for STEMfest back in October, gosh, was that only October? So much has happened.
That feels like so long ago.
So the schools that joined us back in October for STEMfest, next week we're going to be sending you guys your Meet the Fleet sheets, which is an opportunity to provide information about your class and your students and any interest you've got in the project. We're going to do those by email, and then we're also going to be contacting other schools around the Atlantic and making an online form so that you can fill this in online. And that will then allow us to match up the different schools, hopefully ahead of quite a special event that's happening in March.
Yeah.
In March, we're going to be running another first for us. It's the Ocean Conservation Trust's first Ocean Climate Nexus conference. So we're going to be inviting schools that came to STEMfest back to the aquarium to tell us what they've done with the data and the information and any project work relating to Project OCN. So of course, the obvious thing there is climate change.
Sure.
There's lots of geography as well. We've been travelling around the world. There's plenty of maths.
Yeah, lots
it's
of
a really
maths.
nice cross-curricular thing that you can come at from any angle. Not forgetting the art as well, the drama, the performance.
Absolutely. I was just thinking maybe some of the classes that did work with the Barbican Theatre Company, they might come back with dances or videos or some creative expressions centered around climate change, which would be really, really nice to bring into the mix along with all of the science as well.
Great. Yeah, okay. Data and science, drama and
Drama and arts!
And that's why we work. And that's
Working
what we want from
together,
the
there we
conference.
go.
A nice mix of a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I say that's what we want from the conference. The other really important thing to talk about is that this conference isn't just going to be what me and you want, is it?
Nope, we're opening it up.
We certainly are. We're going to be offering opportunities to join a steering panel for this event. We're particularly interested in hearing from students and young people that have been involved in this project, as well as, of course, professionals working in science, teachers, or anyone really with an interest in contributing to this conference. The more voices, the more diverse the input into the voices creating this project, the better the outcome, I think, and the more interesting it's going to be for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a lot of different classes from different schools in different parts of the world, and they've had so much to say and so much input and so much value to this project. And it doesn't stop here. We want them to keep inputting and keep giving us their opinions and their advice and their knowledge and help us plan this next part of the project.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, one thing to add, if for folks watching this that don't happen to live within about an hour's commute of the National Marine Aquarium, it's worth mentioning that this conference, like this event, is going to be streamed online. We're going to have plenty of guest speakers, presentations, and we're also taking contributions from other people, either live like this or pre-recorded. So we don't know the exact format, as I say, because of the steering group. But if you're watching and you're a bit too far away to join us in March, don't worry, get in touch anyway. There's plenty of opportunities for people across the world.
Yeah.
Bex, how do people contact us if they want to get involved in this?
The best way to contact us is by going on the Ocean Conservation Trust website. Not only will you find all of the details of the project so far and all of the updates as they come across, but there'll be all of our contact details. So you can email us, maybe you can give us a call and get involved, and we'll give you all the tools that you need to do that.
Brilliant, excellent. So loads of ways to contact us through the website, through the email address. Our social channels are always listening.
All of the social media.
Fabulous. You guys, it's been a real pleasure. We're finishing this. This is our last. This is 4 of 4, isn't it?
This is 4. I think that's worth noticing as well, was that Stu and I, these are our first live streams that we've done, and we know that some people have joined us live and some people have watched them back, and some of them we have had to do a little bit on the fly as we learn a little bit, as plans change, as things happen. So it's been a really exciting thing for us to do and learn, and I think we'd both like to say thank you to everyone who joined and watched and got involved.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We'll leave it there, you guys. If you've watched these and you've got any questions or comments, you can pop them in the comments box on YouTube, or you can, again, contact us via the usual email addresses, or get in touch over the phone.
Yeah, we'd like that very much.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Happy sailing.